For the last couple weeks, I've been trying pottery for the very first time, and I just got back my finished pots after weeks of work, and they're definitely not perfect.
So I have about 5 pounds of clay left, and I'm gonna just make one last big bowl. For context, I typically use like less than 2 pounds. Figured it'll be cool just to see the bowl from start to finish. So the first step is wedging the clay, and that kind of just preps the clay and makes sure that there aren't any air bubbles. And I do that by cutting a wire through it and slamming it on the counter. Next comes the most difficult stage, which is actually forming the pot on the wheel. First you have to center your clay, then you have to create a hole, then you have to widen the hole, and then you have to pull the walls up. So here I'm pulling up the walls. Once it's shaped like a bowl, I have to wait a week for it to harden. After that, trimming is about leveling out the bottom and making sure all your surfaces are smooth, also creating a foot for your bowl to sit on. Then we wait another week for it to get fired and ready for glazing. So in the meantime, I have a couple bowls that I'm gonna glaze, and we're just gonna see how that goes. For glazing, first you want to apply wax on the bottom. And then we just dip our bowl in and make sure that there aren't any uneven edges. So it's the next week. I got all my glazes back. Some of them turned out kind of a disaster. Like this one, I tried to do something cool and it just turned out really black. Some of these I didn't glaze properly. You can see a bit of the clay sticking out. I'm gonna try to not do any of the mistakes I made. All right, let's go see my big bowl. So while we were waiting for our wax to dry, let's talk about color. Now, I don't want to use a new glaze that I've never used before because glaze never really turns out how you think it is. So I'm gonna pick a color that I've already made a smaller bowl with. Basically every pot that I've glazed since has just been a test for this final one. And that color is Ida's White. It's a really nice matte white and it has a little bit of speckles as well.
Not dwell on the past no more. I know life moves so fast.
Here's what the bowl looks like, all nice and glazed, and we'll find out what it looks like next week. And ta-da! A nice white homemade bowl, perfect for putting your fruits and vegetables in, or for eating like a pound of cereal. Overall, I really enjoyed learning a new craft, and it was much more difficult than I anticipated. I would have really liked to make something that I could objectively look at and be like, yes, I would buy this. But I think it's gonna take a little bit more consistent practice, so maybe in the future.